Donald Trump got some fairly bad news in the documents case that's taking place down in Florida this week when it was revealed that one of his former staffers, she may still be a current staffer, I don't know, that's a little unclear. But anyway, a woman by the name of Molly Michael. Now, Molly Michael told investigators a while ago that after she was contacted by investigators at the FBI, Donald Trump told her, quote, "You don't know anything about the boxes. You don't know anything about the boxes," Ms. Michael told federal investigators. Now, this one sentence is so exceptionally damning against Donald Trump because it proves intent. The intent, of course, was to mislead investigators, to lie to investigators, to keep the documents hidden, to not comply with subpoenas. That statement could be considered a smoking gun. And of course, this case at this point has multiple different smoking guns. We've got so many we could start a shooting range at this point. But that statement is 100% being used to prosecute Donald Trump, and it's going to come back to bite him in the trial. And by the way, that's not my take on it. No, that's actually what a legal expert told CNN this week. We had Chris Timmons, who is a trial attorney and former prosecutor in Georgia, who had this to say about that very simple statement. She's the key witness. She doesn't have a prior inconsistent statement where she said something happened that didn't. So she makes a much stronger witness. And on top of that, she's got just damning information. I mean, this is a smoking gun. And so I think what we're going to see here is when this case goes to trial, if it goes to trial, her testimony, particularly her direct and more importantly, her cross-examination, is going to be the key to whether the former president is convicted. Okay, and that's coming from a former prosecutor. He's saying this statement is so bad. And of course, the other evidence that Michael turned over to the investigators, which includes the documents that Donald Trump would write his to-do lists on, sometimes for her. She gave those to prosecutors. But this witness, Molly Michael, is so important to the prosecution that this former prosecutor is out there like, this is, if he gets convicted, it's going to be because of what she says. Now that's huge. And as I always say, because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, because we have seen Donald Trump wriggle out of more trouble than any of us could ever get into in our lifetimes. If this case wasn't being handled by a Trump-appointed judge who has clearly shown him favor, if it wasn't being held in a Trump-loving district in Florida, we could go ahead and conclude at this point that, yeah, there's no way he's getting out of this. But there are far too many factors at this point working against the prosecution, with the jurisdiction, with the judge, that it's going to still be very difficult to secure a conviction in this case. Even with all of this evidence, even with all of these statements from the witnesses, including one of Trump's own lawyers, Evan Corcoran, his handwritten notes played a huge role in the charging of Donald Trump. So we've got all this witness, as I said, so many smoking guns, it looks like a shooting range at this point. But none of this is a guarantee. And that is what everybody needs to take with them moving forward on really all of these Trump cases. Don't get your hopes up too high. Okay, it's okay to have hope, but if you're betting the farm on this, I wouldn't do that. Because again, we have seen this man get out of more trouble than all of us combined will ever be in. And that is the scariest part. He's done it before. He'll do it again. Let's just hope that justice eventually, in one of these cases, finally catches up to him. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.